Hello again, I'm Simon. For this week I thought I'd talk about route choices, and I'd use the Queen's Birthday orienteering event that quite a few of you had trouble with as context to talk about that. So first of all I'm going to break it down to, what's a really, really easy, simple leg. So I'm actually going to break it right down to the basics, and here we go. So this is the basics of a white leg. I've got two, or yellow leg, I've got, round the track or straight line. So I'm thinking about route choice, I'm looking at the four things: length, speed of running, difficulty, how difficult it is navigating the attack point, which leads into those. And so, first of all, we'll have a look at both of these. We'll start with the blue line around the tracks. Length, will it run? It goes a bit longer. Speed, well, it's track running, so that's faster. Difficulty, it's not hard navigation. Now we're looking for an attack point, in which case it's on a track bend to have this attack point here. So navigation and the attack point is really, really, really good. Whereas if you take the red line, length, well, it's the shortest one. Speed, we're going through open forest, so it'll be reasonably fast. Difficulty is kind of short and on a bearing, so it'll be kind of difficult but not impossible. But you have no really good attack point. Your attack point is basically the track. And so for this one, I'd probably take the bearing, but actually aim a little bit up here to give me a nice attack point. Okay, so now if we just complicate things a little bit, here we have the same leg, or a slightly different leg. Again, we're looking at length. Well, the track one is now a bit longer still, but you're still running on the track most of the way, so it's still fast. Difficulty, now you've got to think about going off the track, but you have this really good attack point in the track bend to come in. Whereas if you're taking a bearing, length, well, it's shorter. Speed, it's open forest, so it's still reasonably fast running. Difficulty, well, I'm looking for this hill feature now. So I'm looking for this knoll. And so that will stand out, so it's not too difficult. An attack point, there's not much, but if I miss it, I'll hit the track, and that's pretty simple. So I'd probably take the red straight line from that for that one. Now, if we just add a bit more stuff again. So again, we've got these two route choices. Now I've added some more stuff. There's a bit of green, and there's a hill. So looking at the two again. Blue leg, with a blue route. Again, length, it's longer. Speed, it's still fast running. Difficulty, it's not difficult to navigate. And the attack point, you still got this track bend, which can come in off. Whereas if you have a look at the second leg, the red choice, or the red route now. Length, well, it's shorter by a lot. Speed, you're going through green, so that's actually going to be really slow. Well, maybe not really slow, but it's going to be slower. Difficulty, we've got this nice hill to come off and in, so that's actually made the leg easier. And attack points, we've got this nice hill again to use an attack point to come in. But because the short route now is slowed down by this green, I'm going to come around the track basically every time this way. And so that just sort of has a look at the two different route choices and what makes you select different ones. And if you're not good at navigating, there's no shame in taking the longer route, because it is still sometimes the better route. And more importantly, it'll be the better route for you. And so now I'm going to look at the actual map. So this is the map that a lot of people have problems with. And just have a look at some of the legs and see what's the easier and what's the harder route choices. So we'll start with 5 to 6. And so, again, I'm looking for a straighter route choice and a sort of more round linear features route choice. So the straight route choice is almost always going to be straight along the line. That's pretty, or it's straight, so it's going to be the shortest. It's not hugely difficult, because you've got this nice attack point here. And you're running through open forests, and there's not that many hills in the way, so it's going to be fairly fast. That being said, again, if I was less confident, there's actually a second route choice, which is you come out and go along the tracks here, and down and in. So that one, looking at it. Length, well, it's longer. Speed, you're along a track, which means you'll be running faster. Difficulty of navigation. Well, first of all, the attack point, you've got really strong attack point in the track meeting this hill. You can come along from that. And difficulty of navigation, it's mostly following tracks and hills, so it's not that difficult. And so if I wanted to, say, plan ahead for the rest of the course, I could take the track route rather than the straight line route. And that's from somebody who's experienced and knows what they're doing and like runs reds and that kind of thing. So when I was saying there's no shame in taking the longer route, often you will find red runners taking really long routes along tracks because it lets them plan ahead, and it means they don't have to worry about how they're navigating that kind of thing at the time. So another interesting example, again this will be the last one, is 8 to 9. So looking at the two routes again, well, you've got the round the tracks route, which is really long, not quite that long. Now I'm coming around in this sort of zigzag shape and through and in. And then you've got the straight line route, which isn't going to be straight, it's going to go around the fight, but it's going to look something like this. And again, looking at things, well, comparing the two, length, well, the straight route is shorter, the wide route is longer. Speed, the wide route's going to be able to run it much, much faster, but it is much, much longer. Difficulty, the wide route's much easier to navigate because it's just track in and off this thing. And attack point, they both actually have the same attack point, which is this track bend here. And so out of these two, I'd probably choose to go straight, but what I actually do myself is try and hybridize it a bit. So I would try and come around and just shortcut some of the corners, depending on how the vegetation looks. So mine would look like that. So you can think of it sort of a sliding scale, how far around the tracks do I go versus how much do I shortcut. And ultimately, it's going to be up to you for you to decide, which one is better, which one is worse. And if you're better at if you're slow at running, then naturally the straighter line is going to be better for you. Whereas if you can run really fast but can't navigate very well, then going around further is going to be better for you. And that applies the entire way up. So regardless of whether you're running a yellow or a red long, there's still going to be choices about whether you go along the tracks or or you go straight. So that's it for me this week. And now once the cat stopped eating my hand, I'm going to say bye, happy orienteering, and hopefully I'll get another video out next week. Till then.